Think you need a unique idea for your business? Think again. The most important part, you need to find your niche. And this is much easier than you think. Today, I'm going to be sharing the ultimate guide how to find a niche and how to grow a successful business. Hi, I am Alena Goco, the founder of Soapy Mania and Crafted Soap Boutique. We sell our products nationwide in the United States, and we have our own unique niche that makes it so much easier for us to market our product and to stand out among our competitors. Welcome back to my channel. I talk about how to create a business from scratch, how to build a business, how to create a system, how to delegate, and how to create a happy life for yourself, essentially. This video is going to be for the beginner entrepreneurs on how to define your niche and how to start a successful business from scratch. Before we start, please click subscribe button and the like button to avoid missing new videos. I'm going to be talking a lot about creating a system, about delegating. If you're interested in those topics, hit this bell button to avoid missing new videos. All right, let's go. So the first step is to define what is niche. So simply put, niche is a defined segment of market where you provide a unique value, meaning that you create a specific product or service that targets a specific audience and people are looking for exactly the solution that you provide. There are so many businesses, so many products, so many services, so many offers, and the market is oversaturated and it's so hard to stand out, to pick and choose what's right for you. That's why the best idea is to create your own unique blue ocean, your own niche. So if you haven't read this book, here it is for your references. Really fun and easy read. It is talking about creating your unique niche, standing out among your competitors and building yourself aside from them so that people who are looking for a specific solution and they find you and they become your loyal customers and your raving fans. So technically, once you define your unique niche, you're going to become a specialist and you're going to be referred as a specialist who knows everything about this specific area. The more specific it is, the easier it is to target the customers. Yes, it can be smaller. However, it's easier and less expensive to target a smaller circle than appeal to everyone, and it's going to cost you less at the beginning once you just enter the market with your product or service. And then eventually you can grow, you can expand your niche, you can add some other products or services. But at the very beginning, it's very important to be very specific. Now, here's an ultimate guide on how to create and define your own niche. So step one would be looking at your skills and passions. What is it that you love doing? What is it that you're good at? What is it that you enjoy talking about? It can lay in your hobbies and it can lay in your some kind of unique set of skills. But the most important, it needs to be in your passion area. So you need to love what you do, because telling the truth, business is not easy. It's always challenging. You're stepping in a lot of unknown. It's a lot of fun if you learn how to tolerate the level of stress. However, there's a lot of ups and downs, and you need to have something that's going to be keeping you going, and it needs to be your passion. It needs to be something that you just love doing no matter what. So how to do it? The easiest way is just write down everything that you know how to do. And I already talked about it a few times. So write down 100 items, starting from very basic. I know how to read, I know how to write, I know how to, speak Spanish, speak English, and so on and so forth. And after, let's say, 30, your brain starts giving you very creative and interesting ideas. While you're going to be writing down this list, you're going to start getting ideas right away, I guarantee. But try to write as many as possible. If it's more than 100, that's an A+. And then the next step would be identify your strengths. So let's say in my situation, I am really good at mathematics. That's just my skill. That's something that I grew with. I was participating in mathematical Olympiads. I was winning a lot of them. I was so good at them. And that's why, of course, I became an engineer. Because, I know mathematics, I'm kind of technical, but at the same time, my passion was into art. So I was very artistic at the same time. That's why at some point I gave up my engineering career in order to become an engineer. But this mathematical skills still help me a lot, and I still enjoy it. I still apply it everywhere. So look at this list that you just wrote down. Maybe circle something that you were super passionate about and you have really interesting skills. It doesn't have to be super outstanding. You don't have to be, a pro athlete in order to have a check mark. So, hey, I know how to jump high. No, because I know a lot of people, they think they are not standing out in anything. Oh, you're good at this, you're good at this, but I'm not good at anything. That happens a lot. Don't be those people. Just write it down and see where your passion lays. Maybe you can add some kind of extra skills. Maybe you can learn something new. Maybe you can add to it. But I wouldn't even go there just because whatever you have already is enough to start a business. I just guarantee it. You just didn't look at it at this specific angle. Just write them down and circle the ones that you enjoy and circle the ones that you're somewhat good at. You don't have to be the best, but you're at least going towards this direction. If you want to become the best or like top 5% into a certain skill set, it's technically easy. You need to do it for 100 hours, which is 18 minutes a day, even lesser than 18 minutes a day, and you're going to become better than 95% of people at the specific task that you are performing. Again, you don't have to wait a year. You don't have to wait this 100 hours of practice to start your business. You need to start your business right now, as long as you have this momentum, this energy going. However, you can always improve your skills. So don't think of yourself that I don't have the skills to start a business. You do. Everyone does. If I can do that, and I'm not completely an entrepreneur and by core, and I have never wanted to become an entrepreneur until I tried, and I liked it, and I enjoy it right now. However, I'm a mathematician. I'm an engineer. I like being behind the computer. I was afraid being on camera, and here I go. I have my own channel, and I talk to you, and I help people grow their business. See, this is just a skill. Just because I believed in myself at some point, and I believe in you. You should believe in yourself. This is where it all starts. So the next step would be research the market demand. It is very cool that you know what you like doing, and this is very cool that you know your unique set of skills and you have some kind of idea what direction you need to move. Now you need to test the market. You need to check if it's legit. If you have a skill how to clean a chimney, that would probably be a little outdated for today's world. You know my point, right? Go to Google Trends. Use the keywords that are related to your specific niche that you just picked and see what's the demand on it. Maybe check on TikTok trends, or there's like gap analysis. So you can type over there and see if there is a trend on it, how many keywords are entered and how many people are searching for this specific set of keywords that you entered. Look at the search volume, like, SEMrush platform, or like there's other platforms that can give you an idea. Use the keywords and see how many people are searching for it. It's not only TikTok, it's like a lot of other platforms. And you can see the gap analysis. The gap analysis meaning that people are searching for something, but they're not finding the answer. If this is your niche, that's golden. That means that people are looking for you, but they can find you just because you haven't started your business yet. So you need to go for it right now. Check some kind of forums or some kind of communities, what people are asking, what people are talking about. Maybe they have similar problems that you can solve with your unique product or service. That might give you an idea how to tweak or how to update your set of skills, or let's say how to apply another skill that you already have so that you adjust a little bit the vector of the movement for your specific niche. Once you do the research and you get the data, you already have not just a gut feeling that, that might work, but you already have a data baked up, informed decision. Hey, it's not only that I would want to do, it's also that people are looking for. The next step would be actually one of my favorite is research your competitors. So Now you know your niche, you did the research and there is a trend and people are looking for someone like you. And now I'm sure there is some kind of competitors and you need to research them. You need to learn from them and to know them. I have a huge database of my competitors. I know pretty much everything about them. I spy on them on like weekly basis and they're always on my radar and I always see what they're doing. And it's not because I want to spy on them or that I have way too much free time. It's just because, first of all, they're always my biggest inspiration. So, hey, they came up with this idea. Let's upgrade this idea and do that instead. Or I see how they did their website. I see how they created social media. I see what campaigns they made. And if the campaign exists like for a few years, that means most likely it works. And that means that I need to look into this and do something similar. And another idea, you can actually partner up with your competitors, which, happens a lot. And you can offer them your services and maybe they're going to be interested in hiring you or in partnering with your business. Eventually, if you don't have a business yet, that you probably can keep an eye on this because, you say, hey, like you're doing this, but I'm doing that. And if we merge, it's going to be so good for both of us. If you don't have a business yet and you're just researching ideas, then your competitors are your biggest lesson, biggest research, and biggest example on how to do something and how not to do something. So look at their website, look at their customers review, look at their marketing campaigns, sign up for their email lists and see what they're offering. Actually, it is a lot of fun once you get into this group. I know at the beginning it sounds very boring and you don't know where to look, but once you start doing it, you're going to get the clues here, there, and it's going to be like puzzle pieces that you can put together and it's going to give you a very great picture on where you need to go within your niche or even how to be different from them. In order to be different, you need to know what exactly they're doing so that you're doing something different. The next step is narrow down your niche further. A lot of business gurus, pretty much all of them, they talk about to narrow down even more. Like Alex Hormozi, he suggests to do the 3 tiers, like 3 steps down. So let's say your market is wellness and fitness. This is very broad and there's so much in it and you need to kind of define yourself because your audience is way too broad and it's going to be very hard for the customers to find you and to buy from you. Maybe the next tier would be healthy, plant-based nutrition. That's already much narrower than just wellness and fitness. And maybe another tier, the third one down, would be healthy plant-based nutrition for high-performing athletes. And this would be very narrow, so you already know who you target. And if you offer some kind of unique protein bar that is plant-based and that's going to have high volume of nutrients for high-performing athletes, I'm just making it up. I know nothing about athletes and protein bars, but you get my point. If you have some kind of unique idea of how to create some kind of specific thing, you need to narrow down your niche to this specific area so that your target customer finds you and they're like, oh, okay, I train every single day, like 4 or 5 hours a day. I need as much protein as possible. And this is the best protein bar just because it has this and this and that. And my body accepts it in such a way just because, the composition of it or whatever, you create your unique offer later. So this is one example. Another example, your market is fashion. Fashion is a lot of things. It can be clothes, it can be a salon, it can be an educational program, it can be anything. So let's narrow it down. So the next tier would be like sustainable. Okay, so now we're talking about the physical product that you create, some kind of outfit, some kind of clothes, and it's sustainable. Let's narrow it down for, let's say it's sustainable clothes for urban minimalistic wardrobes. This is, you already narrow yourself down, so you're going to be targeting people who live in the cities, who are into minimalistic art or something, and who care about sustainability. So see, this is already 3 tiers, and you already narrowed it down and you niche yourself. And I'm sure if you start doing the research, there are probably not as many companies to compete with. So be as specific as possible to speak directly to your customer so they know that you have the answers that they are looking for. The next step would be to validate your niche on a small run. I also have a video on how to create a product if you're an influencer, and I also talked about it briefly. Here, I'm repeating myself again. So you need to test on a small group of people or on a small audience before you invest in ingredients, before you invest in parts, before you open a location, before you invest a lot. You need to check if your idea works, and you need to split test, you need to see how it works, and you need to listen to feedback and react on it. Be flexible, be open-minded. On one side, it is very good if you're stubborn, if you really believe in yourself, and if you're pushing the idea that a lot of people reject. However, you need to have some kind of reality check, like how delulu you are, because if there is no response on the small run, if no one buys your product or service, most likely it's going to be very hard to sell it on a bigger scale. Believe in yourself, but be realistic. Once you tested your idea and you see the results and you kind of tweaked a little bit and you refined your niche and you got an idea, now it's time for step 7 to refine your brand voice and messaging. What is brand voice? So the brand voice is a message that you're sending to your customers, explaining what it is that you do and what problem you are solving for them and how their life is going to be better once they start using your product or service. So first of all, you need to know your customers. You need to know your specific persona, or like I call it customer avatar. You need to know everything about your customers, what they do, what they like, what they don't like, what they hate, what they're passionate about, where they hang out, what's their interest, and so on and so forth, based on your niche specific. And once you have this idea, you need to tell your story to those people. So you need to speak their language. So you need to define the voice of your brand so that it's heard by your customers. You need to talk about their specific problems. You need to use their language. You need to answer their specific calls. And you need to talk about benefits and not the features. Meaning that you need to use their emotions and explain them how their life is going to be different once they start buying your product and what's going to happen if they don't buy your product. So technically have a story, and the story tell, there is a hero, which is your product or service, and there is a villain, that's the problem. And this hero is battling this villain, solving the problem that they have. And once this battle is won by your hero, this is the life that they're gonna get. So technically, write your story using your brand voice and using the language that your customer understands. So here are my final thoughts. The niche is your foundation. It's not about something that you like doing. So it's aligning your passions and your skills with the market demands and understanding your customers really deeply. So if all these puzzle pieces are put together and you already run the test and you already see the response and you have your brand voice and your message, that means that you have a well-defined niche and you're ready to rock and roll and you're ready to start your business, and you've done a very good job on creating the vector of the movement. The next step would be, of course, creating a team, and then it's going to be scaling up, and then there are going to be a lot of nuances, but you've done the basics, you've done the foundation. Based on this, you're going to grow your system. You're going to grow your tree of success. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to click like button and subscribe button. I'm going to be shooting more videos on how to start business from scratch, how to delegate from scratch, how to find a side hustle, how to create some extra money on the side, and how to technically enjoy your life while your business is sustainable and is running on its own. So thank you. Until next time. Bye.